All right, let's get it. You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Coming your way on today's show, going to take a look at the top available NBA free agents as we are officially a week in to NBA free agency. But first, want to give a shout out to Manscaped for making today's show possible. On the most elite men's grooming tools with summer here right now, use this link at your advantage. It's manscaped.com/chat for 20% off and free shipping. We'll tell you more about Manscaped and all of the great products that they have coming up in just a few moments. So as I said off the top on the show today, taking a look at the top remaining NBA free agents and, of course, all of the latest news and rumors around some of these top available players. And we're going to break them off into sections because with this top tier of four guys, there is a big drop-off when you look at the other remaining top free agents. So we start off with this list here. James Harden has still not signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers fans, are you getting a little bit worried? Adrian Wojnarowski had said on Tuesday a deal would be completed in the next 24 to 48 hours. Here we are on Thursday. A deal is not inked in stone. Deandre Ayton, still a member of the Phoenix Suns. Things a little bit silent on that front. An interesting nugget from Brian Windhorst that we'll touch on coming up around the corner. Colin Sexton, we'll talk a little about him, and then Dennis Schroder, also a top free agent available right now. So let's get to the latest on James Harden. Did not have a great season with Philadelphia last year. Was it because he lost a step? Was it because he was out of shape yet again? Or was it because of that hamstring injury? According to Adrian Wojnarowski, this is what we do know, or at least what Woj said. Expected to re-sign with Philly soon. Met with Sixers brass in the Hamptons over the weekend, but a deal is not official just yet. Stats with the Sixers last year: 21 points per game, 10.5 dimes, 7+ rebounds. Here's where it starts to get a little bit hairy and a little bit scary. 40% from the field and less than 33% from three-point range. But I actually think when James Harden is like the third option on the Sixers, or at least last year, that's when they were playing their best basketball, when Joel Embiid was actually healthy. And with some of the acquisitions that they've made so far in NBA free agency, here is the Sixers' potential starting five if Harden decides to come back. Now, he opted out of that $47 million player option. There were reports that indicated that Harden opted out so that the Sixers could make some moves to bolster up the roster, especially bringing in a guy like PJ Tucker, who's going to be making about $10 million over the next 3 years. New report on that front, by the way, the third year is a player option. Previously, it was reported that it was going to be 3 years, 30+ mil, fully guaranteed. But I like the makings of this potential starting five if Harden is the guy that we saw last year, where he's no longer that number one scoring option. That's fine, because Joel Embiid can be that guy. Can Tyrese Maxey continue to grow, blossom, and flourish? He certainly did that last year, stepping in the shoes for Ben Simmons, and frankly, the Sixers' offense was much better. 17.5 points per game a year ago in a sophomore campaign. Can that go up to between 20 and 25? We know what we're going to get from Tobias Harris, who's a very solid wing, and then the big splash acquisition for Philadelphia, PJ Tucker, who is certainly going to bolster that defensive unit. So you look at that potential starting five if Harden comes back to the city of brotherly love. I want to ask you this question. Are the Sixers better or are they worse than they were last year? Let me know right now in the comment section. B for better, W for worse. As for what's next for DeAndre Ayton, are teams waiting for a KD trade to happen before pursuing him? They want to wait for that domino to fall that is KD, because if they trade for KD, that obviously changes the landscape of a trade proposal. But also, if another team trades for KD, does that organization then want to gather assets to make a deal for DeAndre Ayton? This coming from Brian Windhorst just moments ago as we're reacting to this live. He did say that the Indiana Pacers are interested in acquiring DeAndre Ayton. And if that were to be the case, it would require a sign-and trade. And it would be a sign-and trade that would send DeAndre Ayton, the former number one pick, from the desert to Indiana. And then Indiana would send Miles Turner to Phoenix, and maybe the Suns would be able to run more of a 5-out offense because Miles Turner can knock down the three more so than DeAndre Ayton. Certainly something to keep an eye out for. As for Colin Sexton, according to the Cleveland Plain Dealer, the Cavs still optimistic about a Sexton deal, and both sides want to continue their partnership for the right price. And that's really the key nugget here. What is the right price going to be, and what does Colin Sexton want? Now, the Dallas Mavericks, certainly a team interested in Colin Sexton. An anonymous executive saying, though, he has no market. So will it be Cleveland? Will it be Dallas? Will it be another team vying for the services of Sexton? We will certainly see there. As for Sexton, is he a little bit underrated? I think so to a certain degree. Now, last year, he was troubled by that knee injury, and that's why he basically missed the entire 2021-2022 season. But ever since being a first-round pick out of Alabama, he has made some nice strides. Year 2, sophomore year, really broke out. A little less than 21 points per game, 47% shooting, about 38% from long range on nearly 17 field goal attempts, and 3 assists per game. I'd like to see the creation numbers get a little bit better, but when you have Darius Garland on the floor with you, that helps make up for the lack of assist numbers. And then year 3, he was even better. 24 points per game, shot nearly 48% from the floor. A lot of volume from distance, 37% on 18 field goal attempts. Those are really good numbers. So when an executive says that there's no market for him, that's really surprising. My big question for Cleveland moving forward, you had a really good year last year. You're trying to capitalize on that. Garland, first-time All-Star. Evan Mobley, an emerging star. Jarrett Allen was awesome. And that deal looks to be a steal for Cleveland. But do Garland and Sexton work together as two similar guards in that backcourt? And if not, you can either use Sexton as a trade chip right now because he's a restricted free agent, or at some point in the future. So I want to ask you this question. Colin Sexton is what? O for overrated, U for underrated, or is he P for properly rated? Let me know, embrace debate, and get that comment section flowing. Now, still to come on today's show, going to take a look at some more available free agents. We looked at the elite tier. I'd say Harden, DeAndre Ayton, still elite. Colin Sexton, Dennis Schroder in that next category. We'll get to some other guys. But first, trivia time here on NBA Now. And the answer will be revealed a little bit later. Who was the youngest player to score 10,000 points in the NBA to get to that mark? It's one of these 4. So get your votes in right now in the comment section, and I will reveal the answer a little bit later. Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Kobe Bryant? Stick around for that. As I mentioned off the top, today's show presented to you by Manscaped. Really good deal going on right now. If you go to manscaped.com/chat, you get 20% off and free shipping. And the performance package, it is next level. You get the really comfortable boxer briefs, which are just awesome. You get the crop preserver, the lawnmower 4.0, as well as the nose hair trimmer. And look, you don't want your nose to have that forest going on. It's just not attractive. Get rid of that George W. Bush with summertime here. We're spending a lot of time outside by the pool, and you don't want to have the nether region looking like the Amazon forest. Take care of that with Manscaped. It can do that and a whole lot more. And with the versatility of the Lawnmower 4.0, interchangeable blades and a battery life that lasts an eternity, you can shave your balls, your chest, your back, your face, whatever you want to do. Make sure you just plug in that link so that that deal applies for you. It's manscaped.com/chat, 20% off and free shipping. So to the next wave of the top available NBA free agents. That different category. Montrezl Harrell, Miles Bridges, Carmelo Anthony, LaMarcus Aldridge, and DeMarcus Cousins. Obviously, legality comes into play when we're talking about Harrell as well as Miles Bridges, who has that domestic violence case against him. And if Bridges didn't get in trouble on the eve of free agency, potentially costing himself between $25 and $30 million per year, he would be somewhere near the top of the crew for the top available free agents. But he slides back because of the legal issues that he's run into. As for Montrezl Harrell, he too facing a criminal charge. It is a felony drug charge for a traffic stop in Kentucky in May. He was pulled over as a passenger, according to his attorney, with about 3 pounds of marijuana. So that is the latest on Montrezl Harrell. As for how that might affect him in the free agency market, we will certainly see on that front. Here's what Harrell's attorney had to say on his client's legal matter. Harrell has never been a part of any form of marijuana trafficking or any other illegal activity. He was not driving the vehicle, and following the stop, he was only given a ticket to appear in court at a later date for a marijuana-related charge, as were all occupants of the vehicle. And then it turned into a larger charge because of the state law in the state of Kentucky, obviously, they're a little bit more rigorous and strict when it comes to marijuana. But what's weird, many states across America, marijuana and pot, weed, whatever you want to call it, is legalized. And honestly, I don't think that Harrell is dumb enough to have 3 pounds with an intent to distribute. Maybe he was just using it at his own disposal because he likes to light up. Who gets signed first? A little bit of a tricky question here. Montrezl Harrell type MH. Is it Miles Bridges type MB? In the comment section, let me know right now. Make sure you subscribe to us here at Chat Sports while you're down there getting those votes in. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Who else has been live every single day before free agency, during free agency, and after free agency? Nobody else. Woj ain't doing it. Shams ain't either. Your boy here, Chase Sr. and Harrison Graham, before he went to Italy, we've been live every single day. That's why you subscribe, because we're keeping you in the know. youtube.com/chatsportstv. Focus on some other players here. Thought Carmelo Anthony, he was a good bench piece for the Lakers last year, got somewhat overshadowed. If he can knock down about 40% of his three-point shots, pretty good numbers for Carmelo. LaMarcus Aldridge can be a decent backup big. I'm glad he got his health sorted out. Played solid basketball last year. And DeMarcus Cousins, a pretty good story, right? He is not going to go back to the Denver Nuggets because mysteriously they decided to go with DeAndre Jordan instead of DeMarcus Cousins. But last year as a backup, he was pretty solid, able to knock down the three ball, obviously in his early 30s following the injuries, not the star player that he once was. But I don't think there's any question that Boogie can be a backup big in this league. As for the answer to the trivia question, did you guess LeBron James? If so, ding, 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 you are right. 23 years, 59 days, LeBron James became the youngest player to score 10,000 points in the NBA. Now, I know a lot of you are going to go back into the comment section and type LeBron. If you're cheating, like I did a lot in high school, I know you're cheating, right? But it's okay. LeBron James, the right answer to that trivia question. We're just having fun on today's show. College, too, as well. Koopa's in my ear. Embrace debate. Maybe, maybe not. Still got that diploma. Who's the top NBA free agent left? Proud of my journalism degree from Temple. Let me know in the comment section right now the top available NBA free agent. Is it somebody who we talked about or somebody else? You let me know right now in the comment section. And thanks for tuning in to NBA Now.